Hello everyone, Arun here. Today we'll look into where you should invest, whether you should invest in apartment or whether you should invest in plot. We'll look into the pros and cons of each of the investment option. Okay. Post COVID 19, the preferences of many of the home buyers have changed. Earlier, people were looking to buy an apartment next to the office space so that they can just walk into the office and work and come back and avoid the traffic problems. Now, many companies have started to accept work from home option, and many people also are because of which many people are exploring options outside the crowded cities. Demand for the plots and plot developments have gone up in major cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, and Gurugram. So, having said that, we'll look into four parameters against which investing in apartment and investing in land would be judged against. The first option is the flexibility. So, when you look at flexibility, a plot offers a lot of flexibility with respect to construction. So, construction can be done at anyone's preference at any time he wants. In case of flats, the scope of modifications and expansions are very limited. You don't have an option to change a lot of things in an apartment. But if you're going to buy a plot, you can construct the house the way you want. And also the buyer has the flexibility in terms of the timing of the construction when it comes to plot. When the buyer has the money, then he can go for building the house in the plot. So in case of buying a plot from a plotted developer from a reputed developer, the delivery risk is very low. But when if you buy a apartment, there's always a risk of delayed delivery, and there's always a risk of approvals and clearances when it comes to apartment. So when it comes to flexibility, buying a plot offers more flexibility against buying an apartment. Next parameter which we are going to consider is appreciation. This is something most of you guys would know. When it comes to appreciation, plots offer better appreciation. So as the apartment becomes older, the value of the apartment depreciates in comparison with the amount it got when you bought the apartment, or the value of the apartment would remain stagnant. It never appreciates. But in case of plots, there's always a greater return on investment against apartments. So, and also with respect to liquidity, if someone wants to sell an old apartment, there won't be a lot of buyers to buy an old apartment, because many people or most of the people would be looking to buy a new apartment against old apartment. So if you're going to sell an apartment also, it's not very easy to sell an old apartment. But if you're going to sell a plot, you can sell it easier when compared to selling an old apartment. So with respect to appreciation parameter, here also plot wins against a flat. Now, next, the financing. So, if you're going to buy a plot, you should take a land loan, and if you're going to buy an apartment, you should take a home loan. So, in case of land loan, the LTV ratio is very less when compared to the LTV ratio of a home loan. So, what is this LTV ratio? This is something which is offered by banks. So, let's say your loan amount is 30 lakhs and the LTV ratio is 70 percentage. Then only to the extent of 21 lakhs you will be sanctioned a loan in case of a land loan. So in most of the banks, the LTV ratio for a land loan is close to 70 percentage. But in case of a home loan, the LTV ratio is can go to the extent of 90 percentage. So if you have ready cash with you, then buying land become easier, because you have some cash with you and the banks can offer you 70 percentage of the loan. But if you don't have some considerable amount of ready cash with you, then buying an apartment becomes easier. But having said that, if you have a considerable amount of money which you can give to the plot developer, then you should go for buying the land. And also for an apartment also, they will ask for down payment, but the down payment would be to the extent of 10% and not 30 percentage. Now now tax deduction. Tax deduction, basically, you can't avail tax deduction on land loan. But if you take a home loan, uh, 1.5 lakhs paid against the principal and 2.5 lakhs paid against the interest accrued on a particular year can be reduced. So 4 lakhs can be reduced from your taxable income, and your tax outgo would reduce if you take a home loan. But if you take a land loan, immediately you can't avail tax reduction. But even if you construct the house on top of the land, you can't avail a tax deduction. Only after you complete the uh, home construction, then you can avail a tax deduction. So if your primary motive of the investment is reducing your tax outgo, then you can go for investment in apartment. But if your primary intention is appreciation, flexibility, and uh, financing, then you should go and purchase a land. So out of the four parameters considered in against three parameters, buying a plot offered better returns or better flexibility against buying an apartment. So I would suggest the viewers to go and buy a plot against buying apartments. Now, since you're going to, if you're considering buying a plot, there are few things which you should note before buying a plot. The first thing is you should do all the legal verification of the land title, as there's a higher probability of litigation in case of buying a land. There's also a lot of approvals and certificates you should take from the local authorities, and that should be checked and verified before you buy a land, like the title deed, release certificate, property tax receipts, etc. And in case of agricultural lands, only a small percentage of the property can be used for house constructions. And in some states, you have to be an agriculturalist to buy such land. So you should know the rules around constructing something on the agricultural land before buying a land. And also to reduce the risk of title deed and better security indemnities, you can look to buy plots from gated developers or gated community developers, so that the litigations you won't face in the future. Thanks for watching this video. Do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.